I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off. We can do better than Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, you fucker!
I know it's fun, I know you're mad, and I know you think I'm dumb. You guys just beat it, you loved it, just hear me out. There isn't anything wrong with Shredder's Revenge, exactly. And in a word, it's fine for a beat 'em up. When you compare it to the 90s arcade classic version, it's a huge improvement. The graphics are brighter, the gameplay's tighter, the design is better. There's even music from Raekwon and the Ghostface Killer. It's most of the quality of life upgrades you would hope for when you remake a 30-year-old game. But when you compare it to other beat 'em ups of today, Shredder's Revenge falls short. We were surprised to see how much praise it got. Now, we're not saying the game is bad or anything like that. In fact, it's everything the original arcade game was, but way better. But we are saying that the game could have had a little bit more substance. It's not the deepest game, but diehard fans are still going to love the retro simplicity. Some of the improvements from the older games include 6-player local and online co-op and mixed co-op, and the option to choose story or arcade mode. Now, if you're like us, if you don't have the patience for the whole limited lives thing, you go with story mode. You won't start at full power here, but instead, you've got to level up by doing side quests and challenges. No matter the mode you choose, the game takes you through the same levels, so don't sweat it if you decide to arcade it up. As you progress through the 16 episodes of story mode, you'll womp on ninjas, break objects for hidden quests and collectibles, and finish levels under special conditions to complete challenges. The more challenges you complete, the more points you'll get toward unlocking sweet upgrades. But don't get too excited, because they're not really that sweet. It's mostly extra lives and HP. There are 3 variations of the super attack that you can collect, but again, nothing radical or really even necessary about them, and it didn't add any replay value for us. To be honest, leveling up was a snooze fest. It was pretty uneventful. We didn't worry too much about the challenges, which were all just variations of defeat and don't. Defeat 10 guys, don't get hit. These can be recipes for restarting if you want a perfect score, which is not a very couple-friendly experience. Most of you won't want to be bothered with this. Some of you won't even notice. But if you bang out big combos and use a few different moves, just generally act like you know what you're doing, you'll level up without even trying. If you're more of a completionist, though, challenges are how you'll max out all the characters. But with 2 or more people, that shit is hard, and you're better off going solo. As for the rest of the game, there are achievements, collectibles, secrets, but it doesn't give you anything but bragging rights. I mean, some of the secret NPCs will have special requests to give you, but they're more like secret fetch quests. As for the characters, here we get all 4 teenage turtles, plus the rat dad, Master Splinter, and Lady April O'Neil. Beating the story mode on any difficulty unlocks the not-so-secret character, Casey Jones. With 7 total characters and everybody getting unique stats, you'd think we'd see major variety, and on paper you do. You want more reach but less speed? Pick Donatello's staff. A little less reach but more power? Splinter's got a cane for that. Maybe you want more speed and mid-reach? April's fast fists. But they all have the same basic moveset. You might really feel more like you're switching loadouts than characters. Casual gamers might not find it as deep or awesome as, let's say, River City Girls, where they each have their own distinct moves. But there is some level of technical complexity in the combat for pros to sink their teeth into. Beside the basics, super attacks and regular attacks, there's a variety of throws, slides, aerial attacks, and even dodges you can chain into your combos to keep things interesting. You will learn to manage your super attack power, use the environment to take out baddies, and even pull off sweet co-op combos with your friends, except not really. Oh, did we just do it? Each hit feels crisp and snappy, and the first time you play will be a lot of fun, no doubt. But it's repetitive, and once you learn to spam taunt to refill that ninja power, you will blow through the game like a hurricane. There's no cooldown on this, or on your super attack, so you can just charge and recharge before each fight, making you an unstoppable force, even at lower levels. Overall for us, the game was pretty easy. We were surprised to find that it wasn't much of a challenge on OK, which was the recommended difficulty. There's also a couple of accessibility options that provide some quality of life improvements, and I would definitely recommend turning these on, like flick to run instead of double tap, or mashing instead of holding to break a grab. They're just thumb savers. There's also an automatic back attack, but we skipped that one to keep things a little more challenging. The game's pretty light on customization overall, but that actually seems like the general theme here. So what does this all mean for co-op? The answer? Nothing special. There are some co-op-y things added, like the 2-person combos, or donating health to your partner, obviously revival, but that's about it, and you really don't use 2 out of the 3. For instance, the combos, not the easiest to pull off in a jam, and you'll do them more by mistake than on purpose. Revival will require you to kill all the bad guys on screen just to use it, so it makes it pretty useless in combat. Honestly, dying was faster and gave us more health. Overall, co-op was meh. You're not going to find much more than the original arcade game here. And that lack of variety means you've seen everything this game has to throw at you by the time you beat it. And most of you will just move on to another game instead of replaying it. But that lack of depth is also what makes it perfect for parties. It doesn't require much learning, and you can button mash your way through if that's your thing. Let's call this what it is. It's a solid 90s arcade classic, it's got some mild upgrades, and it has tons of delicious nostalgia porn. But it's nowhere near what we'd call a game of the year, even if that's not a popular opinion. It's okay for what it is, but to be honest, Shredder's Revenge is going to be one and done for most of you. And at a price of $25 for only 2 hours of gameplay, you're better off just spending that money on a Game Pass subscription. Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's like the power up for the channel. And if you disagree, or if you agree, either way, let us know in the comments below. We're interested in hearing what you have to say. See you soon.